Hello, how are you today on a Friday? Oh, it's a nice day. At least it is for us here in Oregon. If you're in Florida, not so much. Our prayers are with you. I'm Jay with Soaring Hawk Essential Oils. My wife Lori and I live in Banks, Oregon. We have been with Young Living for 9.5 years now. Absolutely love it. Got my ice water today in a Ningxia Red glass. This is an old Ningxia Red bottle that was turned into a drinking glass. So I've got my ice water that has jade lemon and tangerine vitality in it. Nothing like good citrus water. Now, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you say, "Can I have some lemon with my ice water, please?" How many hands have touched that lemon before it gets to your table? Do you think that the people back there are using gloves every single time and they just grab the lemon wedge and pack here? I don't trust it. I'm sorry. I mean, I worked in the food service industry for a while. I've been a restaurant manager. I know what goes on in places like that. Trust me, I would rather get my citrus water directly from citrus oils and not from a oft-handled lemon. So, that is so good. Today we are talking about the letter S, and S is for, the label came off Sacred Mountain. There we go. Sacred Mountain is a blend of 4 oils, 3 conifer, 1 floral. Now, see, there's a little label on top of there, too. I love these labels that you can get that tell you what the oils are, because when you keep them all, like if they're in a box in a drawer, and you just open up the drawer and you look at the top of them, well, sometimes all you see is a white label, or no label, like this. And you have no idea what the oil is until you pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Well, with these little label things, you just look down. Oh, I can tell this one is Sacred Mountain. And I love Sacred Mountain, a very undersung oil. It was formulated to celebrate a love of the great outdoors. And it captures that feel. It captures that aroma. It's a great blend. If you have not tried it, I definitely encourage you to. You can, when you sniff it, you can pick up those conifers in there and just, you can imagine yourself on a mountaintop with all these great, spruce and fir trees around you. Just breathe it in. It smells like fresh air, which is really, really nice. It's a grounding blend, little bit of floral. Like I said, 3 conifers, 1 floral. So you can pick that up a little bit. We'll tell you what's in it in just a bit here. Sacred Mountain, the aroma is reminiscent of it's a Japanese tradition that is called Shinrin-yoku. Now, that's forest bathing. If you don't know what forest bathing is, look it up. It's really interesting. It's taking the aroma of the forest through your senses. You take it in. You just sit in the forest. You meditate. You pray. Whatever suits you. Just sit down in the forest. Find yourself a fallen log or something, and just breathe in, breathe out. That's half the key. Is the breathing in, breathing out, because that cleanses what goes on. And plus, with all the aromas in the forest, and I'm not talking chipmunk fir, or I'm not talking about bear scat or anything. No, I'm talking about the wonderful aromas of the forest, like conifer trees and flowers here and there, that just, even just the grass itself has a wonderful aroma to it. And the Japanese have this thing called forest bathing, where you just soak in that experience. That's one of the great things about Sacred Mountain, is you can have that forest bathing experience in the safety and convenience of your own home, where there's no chipmunk fir or bear scat. Hopefully. Sacred Mountain is made up of 4 oils. Again, 3 conifer, 1 floral. The floral is ylang ylang. That's a powerful oil. A lot of people love it. Very floral. Very nice. It also has Northern Lights Black Spruce. Black spruce is fantastic. It also has Idaho Grand Fir, which we talked about earlier. Idaho Grand Fir was our I letter. And it has cedarwood. Cedarwood is a much prized oil. Really inexpensive, but it is a much prized oil because of everything that it can do, everything that it is capable of. Now, Sacred Mountain has a grounding, relaxing aroma. And you can just breathe it in. You be in the moment. You're in the now. You don't have to worry about the past. You don't have to fret about the future. Just enjoy the now. And I'm not trying to be metaphysical, and I'm not trying to be spiritual, and I'm not trying to be, a guru of some kind. All I'm saying is a lot of times people just forget to cherish what is going on around them now because they're too busy worrying about things they did in the past or things that have happened in the past. You can't change that. And then they're also worried about what's going to happen in the future. Well, that depends on your now. Your future depends on your now. If you don't get yourself centered now, your future is going to be off-center, right? Does that make sense? I think it does. So I like to get centered in the now with an oil blend like Sacred Mountain. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. I love diffusing Sacred Mountain along with another oil called Palo Santo, which roughly translates to holy wood. It is great for my meditation time. When I want some quiet time, when Papa needs a timeout, I reach for Sacred Mountain and Palo Santo, put it in a diffuser, and just relax, breathe. The stress goes away, and I can enjoy the now and not worry about the future and not fret about the past. I can enjoy the moment, and I can live in the moment. Because that's important. That's how you survive in the world. You have to live in the now. You can't ignore what's going on around you. So a little forest bathing, even if it's in an office studio like this, with a diffuser going. I actually have Sacred Mountain in there this morning. That's, as good as I can get at the moment to forest bathing. But since I've got Sacred Mountain up there, I can do it. In my own way, of course. You can diffuse Sacred Mountain during meditation for a spiritually uplifting experience. I'm not saying you're going to have a metaphysical out-of-body kind of thing. What I'm saying is it really helps you feel nice. It helps you feel good. It cleanses your soul, if you want to put it that way. The constituents that are in the oils here are fantastic. And the oils themselves, all the 4 oils that make up Sacred Mountain, all of those, once they get up into your olfactory system and then into the limbic system of the brain, man, it triggers some really good stuff. It makes you feel good. It makes me feel good anyway. So let's talk about the constituents, shall we? There is alpha-pinene and beta-pinene. Those are the do-it-all constituents. Anti-anything that needs to be anti. Antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, all that stuff. Alpha-pinene, beta-pinene. Good stuff. It also has bornyl acetate, which really enhances aroma. We've talked about bornyl acetate yesterday when we were talking about our oil. And it's just, I love it. Because you get that bornyl acetate in the oils of the plants. And it just enhances, it strengthens that aroma. Now, that doesn't mean it is pungent. That doesn't mean it is overly aromatic. It just means that the bornyl acetate constituent allows the aroma to really get up into the olfactory system. You notice it. You notice things that have bornyl acetate in it because it has such a wonderful aroma. Notice I don't use the term fragrance. I rarely use the term fragrance because fragrance is a catch-all term that companies use as an out. So they don't have to describe what kind of chemicals, harsh, toxic chemicals, that they put in their air fresheners, candles, things like that. They can cover it up by saying fragrance. Sorry, trade secret. We can't give that out. You know, that's one of the things I love about Young Living and essential oils is there is no fragrance. There is no harsh chemical. There is no toxicity in the oils. The aroma you get is from the oil itself. It's not enhanced by fake stuff, by synthetic stuff. It is real. Now, there's also germicine D that is in Sacred Mountain as a constituent. Antimicrobial, and it's insecticidal, which means you can enjoy a little pest-free time. I'm not talking keeps your kids away. I'm talking when you go outside, if you got a little Sacred Mountain with you, dab it on, makes a great cologne. Really does. Well, the little flying pests aren't going to bother you because it's insecticidal. Keep them at bay. Again, Northern Lights Black Spruce, Ylang Ylang, Idaho Grand Fir, and Cedarwood. Those are the 4 oils that make up Sacred Mountain. Got to have another sniff. Again, yeah, I've got it in the diffuser. And I can smell it from the diffuser. But there is nothing like taking the bottle and just getting it right under your nostrils and taking a big, deep whiff. It's like it clears the brain. It clears the fog that may be there. Good stuff. So, a little Sacred Mountain, some citrus water. I'm good to go on a Friday. How about you? Tomorrow, yes, Saturday, we do this every day, weekends included. So, I talked to my granddaughter, my 4-year-old granddaughter, and she assured me that the letter that follows S is T. So I'm going off her recommendation. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about an oil that is a much undersung, underutilized, unknown, pretty much, oil. Single oil. It's a conifer. And we'll talk about it tomorrow with the letter T. Hope to see you there. Until then, take care. God bless.